Welcome to part 2 of Race Driver Grid, and in this part we'll just be continuing exactly where we left off, trying to get a bit more cash to start our team up. So of course, now as you see here, we have some more driver offers. We got O'Brien Motorsport with a Ford Mustang GTR concept, where the appearance fee is $9,000, and if we finish no lower than third, we'll get $3,000. We got BMW Team Dutchland with the BMW 320SI, $8,000 appearance fee, and if we can get a lap faster than target time, we'll get an additional $2,000. And then Team Orange with a Nissan Silvia, $8,000 appearance fee, and if we finish ahead of Top Secret, which was the team we raced for last time in part 1, we get $2,000. So I think I'm going to go for O'Brien Motorsport because there's a little more money to be won just from the appearance and finishing no lower than, because the other two make up about $10,000 while this makes up $12,000. So let's go for that, because if we don't use any flashbacks, we'll get about $18,000 from this, which would be pretty good.
Up your difficulty level and up your reputation.
I get that, but I like it the way it is. It's kind of nice and relaxing. Unless people start complaining to me in the comments about it, which hopefully I don't think they will, but, you know, well, you never know. Excuse me. Anyways, we're in the Pro Muscle class. Well, O'Brien is pretty positive about us. And that I already know. And I should be able to easily take care of that. I mean, we're given a Mustang GTR concept, which, of course, never really actually raced, but if you compare it to the Camaro concepts and Challenger concepts that are in this, I guess maybe with the exception of that Viper SRT10 there, this Mustang would in realistic sense be one of the better cars, because this is a raced out design Mustang. It was designed to be more of a track thing. It's a shame it never got past concept stage, but you know, in a realistic matter, this would probably be the best bet to go for. Oh hey, look, there's eBay Motors Mustang. We're already into second place. Just need to pass the Challenger, which should be a cakewalk, and we've already done it right then and there. Easy going. And also, oh no, hey look, Speed TV. Remember them? I still wish they weren't gotten rid of, because Fox Sports, fuck them. Speed TV was nice. They had cars and stuff, and that I like cars. You already know that though. The way I'm putting that. Also Geico. They're still around though, at least. So there's at least, we can still always make that meme where 15% or more kids, or excuse me, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And eBay Motors. That's still, eBay is obviously still a thing. Probably will still be a thing for quite the time to come. And you know, it's probably, I just don't know if they still call it eBay Motors. They probably do. I mean, they obviously still sell cars on there to the state about nearly 10 years later. It's crazy to think this game came out nearly 10 years ago. Oh, 2008 was when this game came out, and I'm doing this now in the summer of 2017. It's crazy. Forgot to mention platforms-wise. Of course, as you probably already know, I am playing this on the PC. This is actually the Steam version of the game. It's, you know, Steam version is pretty cheap and runs amazingly well, as you can see here on my GTX 1060. So you don't really need too powerful of a PC to run this. In fact, even on my old graphics card, this game still ran really nicely. So you don't exactly need something too powerful to run this game, which is very nice. So it just shows how well optimized the game is, even, you know, even with the newer hardware. I mean, you would expect newer hardware to make games run better, but in some cases it makes a small list of games run worse. Thankfully, GRiD is not one of those. This game was also released for the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, and I believe there was also a DS version of some sorts, I think. And most interestingly, this game was, I think it took a couple of years or so, but this game was also released in arcades. There are actually arcade cabinets of this game, which is actually pretty cool. It was done by the arcade, it was brought out by the arcade division of Sega, if I remember correctly. Sega has helped get quite a few different kind of games out into the arcades. I know there's a thing of Need for Speed Carbon also on arcades, but I don't think Sega had anything to do with that one. But Sega did have helped getting a arcade version of GRiD made, which is pretty cool. I've sadly never seen a GRiD cabinet. I've seen the Carbon cabinet before, and at a Dave & Buster's in Niagara Falls before, but never a GRiD cabinet. Hopefully one day that will change though, because that would be pretty cool to actually drive it. And from what I've seen from the cabinets, it actually does have the DLC, which is pretty cool. Of course, I have the DLC here as well, which I'll eventually show off at some point. You don't really see it during the GRiD world. They never really designed it for that, which is a bit depressing, but, you know. And then, as I mentioned earlier, this game was eventually released to Mac OS in 2012, I want to say it was. Originally, when the DLC came out for this game, it was only for the PS3 and the 360. They didn't make it for the PC, which was a bit annoying. But when they released the Mac OS version in 2012, it actually came with all the DLC already. So someone who had access to the Mac version was able to go through the files and actually find out that the files are actually perfectly compatible with the regular PC version of the game, which means because of that, the PC version now has DLC, albeit unofficially, which is actually pretty cool that that someone went through the credit of doing that. So we can get all that stuff on the PC, which is definitely the best way to play the game because graphically and the way it runs, it's better than the rest. So, and of course, there's some mods and stuff too. So we came first there, beating out Daryl Stanley of Luminition in his Dodge Challenger Concept. We won by nearly 20 seconds. Okay, that was maybe a bit more than I was expecting. Maybe I will bring it up to serious difficulty, maybe just to kind of bring a little bit more challenge, I guess. $12,000 from that.
Nice race.
And of course, an extra $6,000 because of our flashback bonus for $18,000. So really just one more race to go, and oh my god, I see a Lamborghini Murcielago RGT. $6,000, finished no lower than the fifth, $3,000, so only about $9,000, but just look at that thing. It's a Murcielago RGT. I have to go for it. I can't say no to it. Anyways, let's actually try going for a bit serious because, yeah, winning by 20 seconds was a bit much, I think. So let's get a little bit more challenge in here by turning it up to serious, at least just serious. So we are now in the GT1 class. I think all these cars though are GT1 though, I believe so. No worrying about trying to only finish at a certain area because the classes, every car here is a GT1. So what are we dealing with? We got a whole bunch of Saleen S7Rs. We got some C6R Corvettes. And I would imagine there's probably another Murcielago RG. Oh yeah, I see one up there actually. But apart from that, I think that's it. Oh shit!
You lost your left wing.
I did lose my left wing, but thankfully not much else happened to the car. Okay, we're not looking too good here. We gotta get past these guys. Come on, I at least gotta make a little bit more of a move here. Gotta be a little aggressive, I think. Very aggressive, I think. I might have caused a bit of a ruckus there. I apologize for that. No, I don't. I'm not actually sorry. Because it's a racing game. Okay, yep, as he mentioned, Armand Babier and his Corvette C6R right in front of us. Come on, let's go! Get the power down! I mean, a Lamborghini needs to be going quicker than this. Alright, and that should be, yeah, I believe that was a lap there. We've at least just got 3 more cars to go, so I think a win here is very feasible. Yeah, look at that, we're into second. Actually, noticed some music. I didn't realize there was music during the actual races. I'd never realized that. But I can hear something, I can hear a beat going. Not that I can hear it very much, because it's mostly covered by cars and other sounds, but it is there. And there we go. We've managed to get ourselves up into the lead on serious difficulty, which is probably where I'm going to leave it from now on, I think. Because I don't really feel like going any bit higher, because then it gets because you try to go any higher, it gets really damn difficult. And I'd rather just keep it, a bit of challenge, but nothing too major. So I think serious is exactly the perfect area for me. Normal was a bit too easy, I'd say. Whoa! We got a bit of tail happiness there from that bit of the bump. Gotta be careful with that. Oh shit! I completely fucked that corner up.
You okay, kid? That looks like a write-off to me. You've got 3 options in this kind of situation. 1, you can retire from the race, but that's not gonna do your reputation or your bank balance much good. 2, restart the race and do it all again. Or 3, you can try that last stretch again, only this time without crashing. Just select the point in the replay that you want to resume from, and hit the flashback button.
I was kind of waiting for him to finish. So I could. It's going in. All right, we'll just go back. I completely just screwed up the whole corner there. So yeah, there we go. Kind of bring it down a bit so I don't have another crash or anything. Whoa, we got a bit of another slide there, but that was actually quite well timed there, considering the corner. All right, bring it back down a bit. There we go. Floor it down. Throttle, and, you know, despite a little bit of an instance, we got the win regardless. Still managed to get a quote-unquote world record time there. So I'll take it. About just under 4 seconds this time. Emi Yamaguchi, I recognize that name already from the top secret race with the 350Z in Japan. Well, anyways, there was only one other Canadian and he came last, which is a bit depressing. Anyways, regardless of that, we got our $9,000 from this. Bit of our reputation there, and $13,000 there, and look at that.
This car will be known worldwide, so make it good.
$500 extra was all we needed to get to 80,000, and there we go. So now we've actually got our team, and we can make a team. And I'm gonna go with something, you know, a little bit. Oh, can't make Northern Motor. I was gonna put Northern Motorsport, but you know, kind of like because Northern Canada. Northern Motors can also work though. But if that's all we're getting, we'll go HG Racing Incorporated.
We've spent the cash you earned from freelancing on restoring the Mustang and registering the team, so we're pretty low on funds again. Our mechanics restored the Mustang back to mint condition. It's ready to race.
Alrighty, well the Mustang.
Now our team colors. Select which colors and pattern you want, and we'll put it on every car we buy from here on out. We want to make you and your car a brand name, which will attract big dollars from sponsors and the best drivers to fill out the rest of your team. That will put us on the road to the big money.
Alright, well, we managed to get our car done up. We got our name, HG Racing Incorporated, and now we just got to pick a livery for our now fully done up Mustang, because it's now been restored. Ooh, I kind of like this one. That one looks alright. I haven't seen a lot of these in some time. Ooh, that one looks good, though. I do like that one quite a bit. Ooh, that one's nice, too. I like that style of the stripe. That one's alright. Kind of wish I could move it out a little bit. Oh, there we go. Toggle free view makes it a little bit easier. That one's quite nice, too. Not feeling that one. Ooh, hello. This is a good one. I like this one. I have not seen some of these in some time, so I've forgotten many of them. Ooh, hello. This one is nice. I like this one. I'm going to go with that one, actually. All right, color-wise, we're going to base. If HG Central is blue, then we got to make it blue, obviously. Oh, is it going to go back? Okay, not too much option with the blue there. We got a bit of blue, but then it gets really kind of more into that, which is not exactly what I want. Okay, well, we'll go with that. We gotta have a blue base. Actually, to be fair, if anything, that's not with this design. I wouldn't particularly call that much of a base anymore. So in fact, let's actually go for let's make that. Let's go black on the base. The primary will there we go. That's more like it. The primary will be blue, and the secondary. Actually, no. That looks good. We'll have a red base with a blue primary, and we can have a white secondary. That works actually quite well. Or we could have a black secondary. That works quite well as well. I can't English. Oh, but that dark blue though. That looks good. I like that. I think we're gonna go with that actually. I'm digging it. All right, and number. Well, in my sense, obviously, I gotta go with my favorite number, which is right down here, 88. 88 is my favorite number. And no, not just because of Back to the Future. So there we go. Our Mustang is now all done up, and we have a measly $500. So it took all that money just to rebuild the car. Anyways, we got some race events, driver offers, and we can look at our team, which is basically the same stuff that we got here. We can even change our name. There's also the leaderboards for like team ranking. I don't have any control.
The more money you make, the higher you place. Your season's earnings include prize money, sponsorship money, and any winnings you receive from your teammate.
Sorry, I'm a little patient, and yeah, it'll do the same thing. We're at least already in the top 500, so hooray, I guess.
In order to reach the top, you need to improve your reputation in each region by completing events.
Can I go to the top real quick? Oh yeah, I'd probably just hold it. What are some of the highest ranked reputation drivers got? Oh god, we're looking in the millions here. Yep, 4.1 million for the current leader from Goodyear Race Engineering, Jack Scott. How about that? Anyways, I'm kind of talking a lot. I just want to show off this stuff because all that different stuff. Now let's go to a race event.
Podium represents the world of professional racing. It's divided into 3 regions: the United States, Japan, and Europe. Completing events boosts your rep in each region and earns you new licenses. The more licenses you have, the more events you can enter, and the more money we'll make.
So that's basically how it works with this game. See, we got a group different fields. We've got the USA, Europe, and Japan. So we got all these different events that we can go to. So the way you can easily tell which ones you can enter, if any of the events have a yellow like news thing like that, that means it's an event you can enter. If you see something like that where it's red and has a car logo and mentions a price, that means you're gonna have to buy a car in order to enter it. But we don't need to do that right now because we have some access to some events. Now we've done a bit of American stuff for quite a bit with our reputation, as you see. So let's go and do a Euro one. We're gonna do the classic muscle in the Bilstein Festival in Milano. Where first place will give us 21,000 reputation. That just shows you how much more you get with your own team, and a cool $40,000. There's of course other cars you can buy. Of course, the other car we could drive here if we wanted to is a Plymouth AAR Cuda. So that will cost us about $100,000 getting it new. We can buy the car on eBay.
Motors, but be careful of cars which have been in too many terminal crashes. If you see a car with a lot of wins, you should consider buying it. It's probably successful for a reason.
Anyways, yeah, basically you can see there. It's a way to save a bit of money. If a car has been crashed too much, it'll really lower the price and probably make it a bit weaker. And if a car has a lot of wins, then it's likely that the car is going to be very good, I imagine. Although, I get the impression that's not going to matter particularly too much. But we're not going to worry about that right now, because we do have a car already available to us, which is, of course, this Mustang. So let's go. Of course, you can get more reputation for better difficulty. But I've already mentioned that before, so I'm not going to have to repeat myself there. We've got 6 wins and 6 podiums. I think that's still our win streak. I didn't mention that. Most likely to surprise me, yet he's in the very back. Whatever you say. Well, whereas we're not, fairly in the middle. So, here's all these people with all their fancy cars with all their sponsors, and here's me with just a livery and no sponsors. We will be getting sponsors, though. That is, of course, a thing in the game, because, if you're making a team, you gotta have some sponsors. Ooh, boy, gotta get around there a bit. Wow, this didn't take very long at all to get to the front. In fact, look at that, already into first place, passing that very flamed-like Mustang. That took no effort at all, I must say. Looks like we won't even have to be using any rewinds here. Even despite that, because, the car's not totaled. In fact, it didn't look like there was any mechanical damage from it. Probably didn't need to cut it that close, as you saw there, but, no worries. All is well. Serge Bronson, Scott Jensen, and Chris Howard make up the top 4. Come on, Chris. I want to support you just because you have my name. Oh, you bastard. Marcus Brooks now took 4th. Come on, Chris. You can't let that get to you. You gotta get the podium, man. I like anyways, I'm being a bit silly. Anyways, fairly simple track, mostly a lot of high speed, some sharper corners, but you know, nothing too difficult for the Mustang here. I mean, of course, it is an older car, so it doesn't exactly quite handle like some of the nicer cars in the game, like some of the higher end stuff, but you know, could be worse. I mean, I managed to hit the rear of that, hit the rear on the wall there, and well, there it goes. The bumper has now completely fallen off. Oops. Well, we don't really need it right now anyways. We'll just consider it weight reduction. I'd probably stop hitting things. At least they don't think they pay you for... They take money away for damage. I think there may be some sponsors that do that. I don't remember, though, for sure. Like I said, it's been a while since I really properly played this game, so a lot of this is just kind of coming back to me, if more than anything. Ooh, I gotta be careful there. Alrighty. One more lap to go, and then we should be able to take this car home. I'm gonna admit, even on serious difficulty, this is a bit of a cakewalk. Like I'm already 4 seconds ahead, and they're not really setting much of a chance to get up to me. Whoa, God! I did not want the car to turn that way, but it did, and now I don't even have a front bumper anymore. I need to stop damaging my only car right now, but at least the damage is not like a permanent thing where you gotta go fix it in your garage or something. This game doesn't do that. So, you know. Could be worse. Could be like that. Where now the door is open. Well, was. I think it might have closed again. Jesus, I did not mean to make a big drift like that. Yeah. Not exactly the best driver in this game, I will admit that. That's probably why I don't do some of the tougher difficulties, but you know, I'm still at least doing fairly well. In fact, even despite that, I've managed to increase my lead despite all of that, which is interesting. Well then, we won't particularly worry about that right now anyways. All that matters is that we get the finish here, and there we go. 111.72. And yes, where do we see the replay? Well, here is the replay. Which I can alter to change stuff there, because why not? And of course, if I, for any particular reason, want to pause it and just let it go really slowly like this, you can do that. Of course, you already know about all the different cameras, including, of course, the interior view. I just like to prefer driving outside in this game because it just kind of the way it feels, and you know, stuff like that, and all the whatnot. Anyways, you get the idea. I don't want to waste any of your times for me just constantly looking at that. So we've got 20 points so far because we won. You of course can get points regardless of where you place, but of course the higher you rank, the more points you get. But we are only in second because we are a one-man team. Red Desert Racing is currently leading with 30 points. Whereas the others are all behind for, well, other reasons. Boss 3001, that's a nice name. And then All American Racers, last place. Oops. So, time for round 2. And that is the guy we're kind of after, I guess. But, so we're still at Milan, but now we're driving the opposite direction. So, 2 races here. So, you know, kind of been interesting. Kind of adds to it sometimes when the game does that. Anyways, we just gotta find our opening. That is not quite what I want to do there. Don't particularly want to get myself into any sort of major screw up there. Alright, just kind of keep it nice and brakes. You know, not even though I don't particularly mind banging the car, but it's not exactly something I purposely try to go for either. Ooh, kinked it just a little bit there. We're okay though, I would say. Anyway, just kind of, alright, brakes. Slide it around there nicely, well and done. I think, sounds like someone might have spun back there considering the crowd reaction. Even though it's very much just the crowd reactions you can probably find for free online. Because it sounds exactly like those ones. Also, just mirrors, the mirror's blue. That doesn't quite work. Hang on. Well, it seems to be fine in the interior view, and yes, you can move around a bit there. Not that you exactly want to, you know, it's kind of showing its age, but let's actually do a lap in the interior view, because why not? Just to really show it off, I guess. Full steering movement, moving dials, it's all nice. Okay, I'm getting a little bit too close there, I'd say. Alright, there, keep it nice and well. Brakes. There we go. That was actually quite well done. I kind of braked right at the perfect time. If you kind of need a bit of help with the brakes, you might notice where the little... Oh, shit. You might notice where the little mini-map icon on the bottom left is. You'll notice a little flashing thing there. When it's red, it really means, like, brake. It starts yellow, which is just kind of a way of let off the throttle. Orange is put a little bit of brakes. Red is put the brakes on completely, basically. Kind of throw it around there. Alright, good. That's all nicely well done. Just keep it going nice and well here. Kind of giving it a little bit of steering there. I could obviously, of course, just kind of hold the analog stick in place, but I find it just a bit better for me to keep, like, lightly touching it, because then, you know, I can... Oh. Someone that I don't even know if he's in a Mustang or a Cuda or what team he's from, so oops, because I wasn't really paying attention. Ted Brand, that's a name. Oh, never mind. Dan Gurney in fourth now. Can't bring it down to second there. There we go. That kept it off the wall that time. Much better. Kept quite a bit more speed by doing that too. To be honest, I'm actually feeling this alright with the interior view. I could probably... I mean, I still kind of prefer having it out like this, personally, but I can kind of work with both. So I can switch it up during each race, kind of show both, because why not? Marcus Brooks is not doing too bad of a job of keeping where he is, but he ain't exactly getting any closer, so... Again, another race and another win. So, you know, I'm gonna get myself as many points as I can, at least, which is 40 points. Jesus. The AI trying to pick up my car didn't exactly do the best job there. Won by nearly 5 seconds there too. Yeah, but I want to say Red Desert probably beat me because it's Marcus Brooks there. One of them actually DNF'd though, and that was another Canadian, Scott Jensen. What, in total, 40 points. Not bad. Not bad at all. So I can at least acknowledge taking second place for being a one-man team. And that is the current standings for Hall of Fame, I guess, for... I'm guessing for that event, maybe? I don't remember for sure, to be honest. Anyways, 21,000 reputation. Tons more. And, of course, if the goal is, if we can hit 80,000, we'll unlock the next category of events in that league. So that's how that one works.
Big win. That's the most money you've made yet.
Yep, and a nice $52,000, and also only 12,000 flashback. Could you actually get more if you're on an easier difficulty? I might have to experiment with that in the next part, maybe. And we got some new sponsor offers. We got whatever that first one is. We got Collins. And we got, of course, Bilstein, which was the main sponsor of that race.
Received our first sponsorship deal. I've taken the liberty of applying the decal to your car. We'll earn money every time we satisfy their objectives in a race. You can apply the sponsor decals yourself from now on.
So yeah,
On the latter, we'll receive bigger and better offers from bigger and better companies. I'll let you know when more come in.
Anyway, so basically, you want to put sponsors on your cart because you'll get additional money. So, for example, with Bilstein, the major sponsor will always pay you double the amount they normally pay you. So, for Bilstein here, if I made a minor sponsor, I would get $5,000 if I finished no lower than, well, first. So, if I win the race, I would meet their objective, which means I would make more money. By making them their major one, of course, I end up getting more money from them, which means, well, I can end up making more money. I'm going to quickly remove it though, because I just want to show that, of course, you can change the color ups, which I think white would work better for this because it's more striking. You can see it easier. The other ones though are from Colin's Performance, which is finished no lower than 30. You get 4,000, and Arlen this is this like dragon one where you finish no lower than 5th. You'll get 2,800. So because those are 2 extra sponsors and would give us some additional money, we are going to put them on the car. So just more money always helps. But even though the Bilstein one is a bit strict where we have to finish no lower than 1st, at least so far we're not having too difficult of a job even on serious difficulty. I will put it down to the lowest difficulty because, again, I am curious if you do get more money because of flashbacks or not. If we don't, I'll just put it back to serious, but if we do, I might just leave it on that difficulty. Sure, it may make races stupidly easy, but money is never particularly a bad thing in this game. Anyways, we also got $52,000, and we can also view our cars here. So we can wash the car up if it gets dirty, And of course you can also see all the cars from the different regions. Now, because we don't own any of the other cars, we can't take a look at them. You can only take a look at them here if you own them. And if you don't think you're going to use a car anymore, you can sell the car, you can sell it on eBay, or you can wash the car. So if I wanted to sell it, I get about $58,000, but there are still some more events where this Mustang can enter, so I'm going to hold on to it for now. And we're going to, one of those upcoming races, I will show off in the next part. So stay tuned for that, guys. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.